Welcome to the Fasting Podcast, Wow, Wellness and Optimal Weight. I'm your host, Julie Phillips, certified natural health professional for 2 decades. This is episode 90, Carbohydrates in Fasting or Weight Loss. It's important to understand that not all carbs are created equal, and of the 3 primary macronutrients, carbohydrates, fats, and proteins, any of them, we hope you choose all natural and organic as the basis for good health, good results with fasting, and keeping your weight where you want it. The official definition of carbohydrates is any of a group of organic compounds that includes sugars, starches, celluloses, and gums, and serves as a major energy source in the diet of animals. These compounds are produced by photosynthetic plants and contain only carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, usually in the ratio of 1 to 2 to 1. The simple refined carbs that we call the bad carbs, examples of these, regular white bread, pastas, donuts, candy, they wreak havoc on our blood sugar and our hormone insulin that handles the blood sugar and our health big time. Complex organic carbs, these are the good carbs, then they can provide excellent nutrition and fiber. Holistic cancer experts, I went to a cancer convention and multiple experts said that it's the man-made sugars that feed the cancer, and they distinguish between right spin and left spin sugars. Even with organic good carbs, there are high, low, and medium glycemic index is assigned, and the lower glycemic indexes can help in keeping control of your blood sugar and your insulin. There's a link to the Harvard, so if you Google Harvard, there's a link on a copy of our slides here to get to the glycemic index table, and you can use that when guiding what types of carbohydrates you might be selecting. For example, in the fruit arena, the ones that are known to be a lower glycemic index might be a lot of the berries, like strawberries, for example. Net carbs is an important concept. If you take the total carbs, subtract the fiber, and you can subtract the sugar or alcohol like an erythritol plant, that's what gives you your net carbs that affect the blood sugar and the glycogen, etc. So now the net carbs, an example would be 20 total carbs minus 15 grams of fiber is only 5 net carbs. Carbs can actually be very useful. Carbs are broken down into glucose to fuel the cell's mitochondria batteries with ATP, adenosine triphosphate, so it can help the body make energy, and if there's excess carbohydrates, they're stored as glycogen in the muscles and liver, which can support immediate demands if you need to sprint across the parking lot or do a workout. The good carbs we talked about, which are the complex carbohydrates and organic, they can aid with things like digestion, brain health, heart health. Examples of what we call good carbs is organic veggies, fruits, seeds, nuts, legumes, and whole grains. And if you're getting carbs, remember we could subtract the fiber. Fiber is officially classified as carbohydrates, and it's often found in fruits and vegetables, and is a major factor in important topics like supporting our friendly flora or friendly bacteria, helping with good bowel movements and bulking the stool, cleansing toxins out of the body, cholesterol levels with garbage that can build up in our arterial walls. So fiber can also help us feel full, which is really nice, so we don't eat as much and help reduce the cravings, while it minimizes the effect of carbohydrates on blood sugar. So if you're doing fiber and you're a blood sugar challenged person, you might see a noticeable improvement because the fiber can help the effect of the carbohydrates on the blood sugar. Protein actually can definitely be broken down if the body is desperate into glucose. That's called gluconeogenesis, but we'd rather use our protein in other ways like making energy, supporting our muscles, and everything else that's vital in the body made of protein. Now, in making energy, we do need peptides in the mitochondria to help with that ATP production. Ketones can be an alternative energy source. That's from burning fat or consuming ketone-based products. But excluding carbs, a lot of people that go to keto diets, it can result in a deficit of both nutrients and fiber. So you don't want to go extremely radical, way too low, or try to do zero carbs, because that has been linked to risk of heart issues, mood or depression type issues. So check out episode 70, Alarming Insights on Keto Diets. Great book is referenced in there. Carbs can definitely have a good and a bad effect on fasting and weight loss. Carbs cause the pancreas, and I'm speaking net carbs, of course, to produce insulin. And if you overdo and do too much of this, especially the refined carbs and simple sugars, it can lead to something called insulin resistance, where our cells have difficulty accepting insulin to get the glucose in the cells to make energy. Also, pancreatic stress, what the doctors will tell people they're pre-diabetic, diabetic, and a whole lot more, because that issue leads to a whole lot more risk. If you consume excess carbs, they're not burned for energy. They can be stored in the muscles and liver as something called glycogen. So glycogen is in there, so if we need to sprint across the parking lot or do exercise, the body has to deplete the food that we ate that's ready to be burned for energy. Then it goes to these glycogen stores before the body will work to break down stored fat. So if you eat enough carbs, and I'm talking net carbs, this can keep the energy supply going, but if you overdo it, it can make it so the body will never get around to burning fat. In fact, you could be ending up gaining more fat over time. So you really need to be careful about not overdoing the carbs, especially the man-made like white bread and the pastry type things. So starting a water fast or even intermittent fasting window, you can greatly reduce the amount of time that the body will work to get around to burning fat. Because if you've eaten too much carbs or too much food and the glycogen stores are filled up and maybe even getting filled up, the body's got to deplete that first. So if you think I'm going to do a 3-day fast, wow, it might take quite a bit of that time to get rid of the glycogen. So you must keep in mind how much these net carbs are affecting you, not just during fasting, but also getting ready for it. And in a water fast, when one's hoping for things like autophagy, we call that Superman mode, increasing the youthful human growth hormone to preserve muscle and bone, and getting ready to burn toxin-laden fat with ketosis and more, excess carbs before the fast can lessen and slow the benefits. But remember that fiber can make us feel full, and it can help bulk the stool, remove toxins, and the person may be able to get more out of their desired results of fasting weight loss if they're getting sufficient fiber. So bottom line is some good carbs, but not overdoing it, and avoid the bad carbs. If you have questions or suggestions, contact me, Julie, at jpwowprograms.com. That's our website. Please refer others, and also check out that we have slides for all our episodes on that website, our favorite Wow Natural products, a bi-weekly blog article, and the new Wow Lifeboat Freedom video system. Stay positive, focused, and determined, because where the mind goes, energy flows.